guys are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Let's try to get this video to 20 likes. 20. That's part of you. You are part of that 20. Do you have ski goggles on? Boy, what are you talking about? Ski goggles? This is a style choice. Man, boy, am I looking tough right now, chat? I think so too. Thank you for the compliment. Shit. Anyway, chat, if y'all are not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. That would mean a whole lot to me. Watch live on Twitch. That would mean even more to me. And join the Discord would mean even triple more to me, boy. Anyway, the video is testing my man, I'm just gonna show you guys this word. Maybe I'm tripping. Thalassophobia, diving in the open ocean at night. Is that fear of the ocean? Hold up, chat. Let's just go ahead and do this right now. Let's just do this right now. Control, copy, paste. What the fuck is that? Yo, that's a phobia definition. Thalassophobia is a persistent and intense fear of deep bodies of water such as oceans, seas, or large lakes. Nigga, why was this showing up? No, this is not what you were showing. This is completely different. Boy, if this is what I think is under the water, then shit, I might have thalassophobia too. Boy, nah. Man, I don't know about all that. But anyway, let's watch the video and see how it is.
In the middle of the ocean, and there's 500 meters of water below me.
And in this video, I'm going to be testing my thalassophobia, diving in the day and at night to see what crazy creatures are swimming around in the blue. Whoa, what is that thing?
Warning, thalassophobia is an extreme fear of deep water. If you've got it, good luck watching this video.
Boy, I could have just sat here and waited to see the definition of that damn word.
Home to only 10%
Once again, subscribe, 20 likes.
of all marine life, the open ocean is like a desert. Vast, empty, and almost lifeless.
Whoa, what is that?
This is not a documentary,
This
bro.
here is a sea butterfly, and it's a mollusk.
Thanks to the good boy, Jules.
However, whilst these sea butterflies are harmless, other creatures that drift in the blue are armed with tentacles covered in stinging nematocysts.
So this siphonophore is a colonial organism, and as you can see, we've got some kind of...
Nigga, that looks like what comes out of my penis, boy. We got sperm in the ocean. Shit. Y'all niggas didn't tell we got sperm with tentacles just walking around in the ocean. Oh, hell nah, boy.
Brain up here, and then all of these things are covered in stinging cells. So we definitely need to stay away from this guy. And it actually looks like this one's using them as a lure. It's trying to lure fish in, sting them, and then probably eat them. Ah, I think it's attached to me.
If you think this siphonophore...
Eat them with what?
Wait until you see what we filmed at night, when trillions of planktonic species rise up from the deep ocean to feed. Out in the vast blue, all life is instinctively drawn to structure, seeking safety, food, and community. And as
They are not looking for no damn community. What are we talking about safety? They live in the ocean.
such, anything that floats on the surface is a magnet for life.
So this thing here is a FAD, otherwise known as a fish aggregating device. And you can see where it gets its name from. Now, FADs work because they play on something called thigmotaxis, which is when fish and other animals are drawn towards structure. And they do this because it provides shelter, and it's also...
Yo, I'm just sitting here like, look, I just want to see you dive to the bottom of the damn ocean because you're scared of it. I did not need no National Geographic ass description of everything going on. Nigga, dive, boy!
a place where they can find food. And this one here is covered in all sorts of critters.
These schooling fish are large-scaled pteropons. They find comfort in large numbers close to structure, and they're not picky.
Whoa, look, they're attracted to my 360 camera.
These pteropons
Boy put his camera in the middle of the group and said they were attracted to it, man. Sure.
spend most of their lives balled up underneath the fats, only venturing out to feed. The large ropes that anchor the structures to the ocean floor are likely their favourite feeding spots, but they also won't turn down other food items that drift past in the blue.
Oh, and these pteropons are now feeding on the algae on this plastic cup.
Many other species also hide in and amongst the floating
Before we ask anything,
Although-
I thought it says testing my thalassophobia, diving in the open ocean. I did not know I was getting a National Geographic ass video, boy.
For a lot of them, they're not here by choice. Juvenile batfishes, drummers, and schooling sergeant majors prefer coastal habitats, and were perhaps pulled here by strong ocean currents. Luckily, these structures offer a lifeline. However, they make sure to not venture too far from cover, as the
Finches or
flats are also
finches?
prime hunting grounds
Boyos.
for ocean predators.
Whoa! El Maco Jack! Look at this guy go with his black stripe across his eyeball. And this guy is a jack or a trevally. And these fish are pure muscle. They're super powerful. When he's a bit bigger though, he'll definitely be coming back here to eat all these small fish.
Fish that spend most of their time
Bro,
in
show me
open
him
water
attacking the
are
fish.
said to be pelagic, swimming endlessly in search of food. They use their eyes and inner ears to pick out an easy meal in the sea of blue, and it's possible to lure them in.
So we've just attached this.
Would y'all rather be a fish never being able to touch shore or a bird never able to touch ground? Which one would y'all rather be? Like, what if you had to be a bird that didn't ever land? You were just constantly flying around. Would you rather do that or be a fish that couldn't ever go to shore?
Flasher line to the fad. And as you can see,
At that
it's
point, I'm
covered in
ending it
all
all.
these flashing lures, which will hopefully draw in some big pelagic fish. Although, at the moment, it's just blue everywhere. Guys, if you've got thalassophobia, look away now, because there's the surface, and there's the bottom, or lack of it.
But the large schools of
No way
pelagic
we're getting
hunters
scared from a
are
YouTube video,
never
right?
Far away.
Whoa! Big school of rainbow runners! Oh, they've been brought in by the flasher! You can see where they get their name from, look. They've got this lovely blue stripe along the side. Whoa! Sometimes when you rub your fingers together like this, it draws the predators in because it sounds like a struggling fish.
Rainbow runners are true open water predators, hunting in groups to confuse their prey. They can reach speeds of up to 40 miles an hour.
I
and
can run that fast. That's not impressive. Trust.
travel thousands of miles in search of
Bird,
food.
easy peasy.
Whilst
Here,
the fats
Fimsy,
are the
Fimsy.
favourite spots for
What's good,
rainbow
Drags?
as well
As the fish you
barred
can even touch
clownfish
shore
and
anyways?
schools of juvenile golden trevallies, in the open ocean,
Did you
any
mean
structure
cants?
is irresistible.
And it's not just the big bamboo structures that things are attracted to in the blue, because these ropes are absolutely covered in life.
The ropes and streamers that drop down to the ocean floor are covered in algae,
I see.
bivalves, and sponges. This process is called biofouling, and these colonizing animals and photosynthesizing organisms
Yo, how long is
make
this?
use of the ample light and constant supply of drifting food. But they also provide a habitat for an abundance of marine creatures, although to see them, you've got to look pretty closely. This is a species of sea hare, a marine mollusk that grazes. This one was sea hare to survive, hide large search of they trailed lives
Honest. Bottom
seem
tab. Oh, there you go, look at that. It'll be nice to
Oh,
him and
something
take him
interesting.
back over to the rope. How cool is that? Oh, no, don't go that way. I'm not entirely sure where he's gone now. Is he out swimming in the blue? Oh, well, I'm sure he made it. Either that or I'll find him when I'm washing my hair this evening. Ow! Oh, look, there's the crab. He's on my fin. No, where are you going? No, come here. Oh, oh there, man. Ow.
Yo, let's get to the point where he's
heading
diving in the
back to
ocean.
deep. As the sun sets every evening,
There we go.
trillions of planktonic species start their journey up towards the surface. And at night, the open ocean is alive with some of the strangest creatures you've probably ever seen.
So every night in this ocean, the biggest migration on planet Earth happens, and it's called the diel vertical migration. And it's where trillions of small plankton come up from the deep ocean to the surface to feed. Now, there's loads of different species that we're looking for, but one of the main ones are these jellyfish right here, characterized by their pulsing lobe and long stinging tentacles.
These jellyfish are part of the planktonic community, meaning they're not strong swimmers. and instead drift with ocean.
Have you already done story time on the mental
Their
hospital?
transparent
Not yet.
bodies, made up of 95% water, make them nearly invisible to predators as they rise up from the deep. Although the small fish that seek shelter within some of the jellyfish's bells don't do much for their camouflage.
And these jellyfish are covered in stinging nematocysts that line these tentacles.
Whilst most close encounters with jellyfish don't result in a painful sting, many different species drift around in these seas, trailing their long
Let me know when I can join up. Bet.
And if you don't know which ones are the dangerous ones, it's best to keep...
Freeze, if you got stung by a jellyfish, would you let someone pee on you? This is a good question, chat. This is a good question. Okay, story time, story time, story time. Story time. Okay, listen. When I was younger, we went to Florida. I'm talking about I was like 6 years old. We went to Florida, and when we were at Florida, right, I was like walking around the beach, and it was during jellyfish migration time, right? Why they call fish, by the way? There's not fish. Call them jelly kites. Anyway, and we had this bucket, and if you've ever known what jelly migration, maybe it's not migration, maybe it's just the time they have babies. I don't really know. Either way, they're all on the shore. Bunch of baby jellyfishes on the shore. You know, they're swimming around, all that type shit. Anyway, we went around collecting them in this bucket, boy. I'm talking about scooping them in this. I had some 30 jellyfish in that bitch. 30 jellyfish. Little ass me, boy. I swear on this. Little ass me stuck my hand in that bitch. Stuck my hand in that bitch. You know what my mom gave me? Some goddamn aloe vera. Oh my God, I'm crying. Some aloe vera. Some aloe vera. Talking about some. Yes, this will help your burn. This is not a motherfucking burn, nigga. Burn. This is a fucking sting from a jellyfish. But hell no. I got some aloe vera on that bitch. She made it worse. Hell nah. Nah, you might be right. Why didn't you just pee on your wound? I'm at the beach, nigga! You what you did I was gonna do. Just hit them with that. Hit them with that. Piss all over? Fuck you talking about? Hell no, I was 6, I didn't even know what to do. All I knew was I had a jellyfish wound. I pee on it. And it's the end of the video, bro. I might just have to end here. Okay. Whatever, bro. Can someone clip the last 3 minutes?
your distance.
The craziest thing about the dial vertical migration is that not only is it the biggest migration on Earth, but it happens every single night. So once these jellyfish and all the other plankton finish up feeding on the surface, they'll head back down into the deep ocean. And I wonder what's all the way down there. Several hundred meters down. Oh, that's spooky.
But the jellyfishes aren't the only gelatinous creatures that drift around in the darkness.
And this thing here is a comb jelly. And unlike the true
Would
jelly,
y'all
these guys...
stop, Juice? Would y'all ever do the y'all know that game where you play in the dark at like pool parties and you throw the glow sticks in there? Would you guys do that in the deep ocean with scuba gear on? Because with water pressure, they wouldn't go to the bottom of the ocean. At some point, they would stop floating. I mean, they would stop sinking. They would just float. You would just have to go find them shits. Would you guys do that shit? I'm not sure if I would. I'm a little bit of a bitch when it comes to water. No, it's not because I'm motherfucking black. It's not because I'm black. I'm just saying. Nobody knows what you're talking about, bro. Niche-ass game. Niggas talking about niche-ass game. Everyone used to play that shit when they were a kid. Hell yeah.
guys don't stick.
You just don't got no pool because you broke his shit. What you talking about? Nigga, I'm sorry, Reaper. Reaper's one of my mods, by the way, chat. For those of you guys watching on YouTube. Reaper, you kind of have to, like, have friends to play the game. You can't really play that by yourself. Probably why you've never played that shit before. What game my brain missing? Man, watch the YouTube video when it posts. Boy. There's salt in the ocean, so the float.
And you can see it's got these rows of shimmering cilia that it uses to move around. And these aren't actually creating light, but they're refracting the light from my torch, and we're seeing it as this rainbow effect. So, for contrast, we've got a regular jellyfish just here, and then a comb jelly here, and you can see it's shimmering.
That's pretty tough, actually.
What have we got here? This thing is pulsing, so it's possibly a salp. So these salps are gelatinous tunicates, and they're made up of something called tunicid, which is a cellulose-based substance. And this is incredibly unusual.
What's that snake, nigga? Hold up! We got fucking Loch Nose Monster in this bitch!
Substance. And this
Man, this nigga looking at this jellyfish, he got a snake creeping on his ass ready to kill him. And 3 big bangs for that
is
nigga, bro.
incredibly unusual for animals.
Salps are colonial organisms, more closely related to vertebrates like humans than jellyfish. They feed by
More closely related to humans and jellyfish. This nigga might be dumb as shit.
filtering organic matter from the ocean, using rhythmic muscle contractions to pump water through their
Wish I was
bodies.
a jellyfish. Why, meow
They
meow?
use the same muscles
Meow meow, if you were a jellyfish, I would get a fish tank and put you in it.
for propulsion. Perhaps the weirdest fact about salps is that one of the fastest
But last time I had a fish, I did not feed that bitch and it died.
growing creatures in the animal kingdom.
But I would take care
in
of
a
you.
single day.
These planktonic creatures play a really important part in nutrient cycles, including the carbon cycle, by sucking CO2 out of the atmosphere and pooping it in the deep ocean.
But it's not just gelatinous creatures that take part in the diel vertical migration.
What is that thing? It's like a strange crustacean. It's like some kind of shrimp. Maybe it's a juvenile mantis shrimp, although I'm not entirely sure. Whoa, there's loads of them, look.
Like many crustaceans, mantis shrimps exist as plankton before settling on the ocean floor to hunt. They make use of
Night,
filling
Jules.
appendages to swim around, and even at a young age are armed with some of the most complex eyes in the animal kingdom. Like their
I'm
adult
wondering the
counterparts,
same thing,
many
Drags.
also have needle-sharp spears, so you've got to be a little bit careful they don't run into your fingers. Amongst the hordes of
Gotta make sure they're not running into your fingers. The oxygen would do more damage to my fingers than that little plankton there with his little shark fangs. You know what I would do to that thing? Boing. Hi, Mercy. Freeze the type of dude to die because he went too fast up while scuba diving. I can't even hate on your ass. You are right. I'd be down there like, and I would just start swimming to the top. My body would collapse. It would be over, bro. Why this nigga Reaper spitting facts? I can't do shit about that shit. What's up, Mercy? Good to see you, twin. Reaper, why are you not mod? Reaper, I'll give you mod after this YouTube video.
copepods and amphipods. Other familiar crustaceans can also be found in the Blackwater.
Well, hey, what is that? It looks like a juvenile banded coral shrimp. Look at it go. Full speed ahead. Oh, that's so strange the way it tucks its limbs up and swims super quick.
That's
Like
actually
the
kind of
mantis
interesting.
shrimps, these banded coral shrimps will also spend their early life in the open ocean, before finding a nice spot on the reef to hide in.
There are some things in the Blackwater here
Oh
that
shit!
I've got no
Y'all can't shit, nigga. Y'all can't see shit. I'll show y'all.
Like the mantis shrimps, these banded coral shrimps will
It was
also
kinda
spend
cool.
their early life in the open ocean, before finding a nice spot on the reef
Ooh.
to hide in.
There are some things in the Blackwater here that I've got no idea where to even start with. I mean, this thing here just looks like a stick, but it's swimming.
The sheer diversity of planktonic creatures you can encounter in the open ocean at night is truly remarkable. And given how no planktonic creature controls where they end up, it's possible that anything could emerge out of the darkness.
Nigga, is that sperm?
Like these
Niggas looking at whale sperm talking about some organisms. Nigga, that is whale sperm.
tentacled creatures. Believe it or not, this is actually a planktonic tube anemone.
How do whales mate?
And it floats around in the Blackwater, feeding on the plankton that it catches with its long arms. As adults, they sink to the ocean floor, bury their bodies in the sand, and start building a tube to live in.
And all this plankton you can see here, including...
No. You've never seen two whales smashing. Like all other animals, sometimes the bubbles at the seafront is a whale sperm and some weirdos eat it. Nigga, that's my 13th fucking reason, boy.
This larval tube anemone, this is zooplankton or animal plankton as opposed to phytoplankton. And phytoplankton is the photosynthesizing plankton that lives near the surface.
Yo,
And this
meow meow,
is
stop.
what all of this zooplankton has come up to feed on.
You'll be pleased to know that worms also take part in the diel vertical migration, and it's not uncommon for them to work their way down your wetsuit, or if you're really unlucky, into your ears. But whilst dodging the fields of worms, stinging jellies and paralysing siphonophores, I was most excited to try and spot different larval fish species floating around in the darkness, like this planktonic shrimpfish that was probably a little too big to still be drifting around so far from the ocean floor. This is another familiar looking species, a juvenile lionfish that had started to develop a yellow coloration. Perhaps this is the offspring of the yellow shortfin or dwarf lionfish that hunt on the shallow reefs in this area. I'm sure this youngster was
What's the
making most
lifespan
his
of fish in the
lightning speed
ocean?
and cavernous mouth to gorge on the plankton that was attracted to our lights.
And you might have noticed that a lot of the plankton is attracted to torchlight, and that's because they think it's the moon. Although, at the moment, the lights on our boat are acting as a much brighter second moon.
But just as we were about to head back to the surface, I spotted a famous blackwater species kicking about in the darkness. Believe it or not, this is a flounder that, like all flatfishes, has evolved to have both eyes on one side of its body to enable it to lay flat on the ocean floor. In its planktonic form, these flounders swim like normal fish, although we also found another species of flatfish that was a little further along in its development.
Yo, nigga! No wonder people don't go from YouTube to my Twitch chat. Y'all niggas going... Are those tapeworms? They look like...
That seemed to be a little bit confused as to what it was supposed to be doing with its body. No matter how many dives I do in the open ocean at night, there will always be something else to discover. So
Bro's not scared of the ocean. Bro is not scared of the fucking ocean, nigga! I got clickbaited. I got clickbaited. Like and subscribe.